Richard Ortiz, your host of TheFightersVoice.com. Every Saturday on Radio 1680 AM. Voiceography at its finest. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
Yes, back to me. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you at 1680 AM, The Fighter's Voice. This next segment is called The Breakdown, here with the Apache Kid. Mr. Cole, I'm going to throw some names at you. I want you to give me the breakdown. Who's going to win and why? I want you to break every single fighter down. There's a big fight coming up in the UFC. David Woodley and Mr. Wonderboy Thompson. Who's going to win, why, and break it down.
Wow, that's a tough one. Woodley's shown that his chin's a little suspect and that he's breakable.
Okay.
But he's also shown that he can take a hit. So it's kind of a contradiction there.
Yes.
Woodley, kid hits like a truck. What are you going to do? I think he's got the distance closing down to a science. Like he just closes that distance so fast on you, and he's on you, and then he's double legging you, and you're done.
Yeah.
I think with Wonderboy being as tall as he is, I think that's actually going to work to a disadvantage for him on this one. I think it's going to make
because of the wrestler.
The wrestler, it's going to take him physically longer to sprawl than somebody of Woodley's closer to Woodley's height, because he's got to get those legs out and behind him a lot faster. So Woodley's either going to be really low stanced to counter that, which is going to make him slower, and he's going to make him an easier target to hit for Woodley, or he's going to stand really tall, try to keep his distance so that he can make up that sprawl when he has to. But like I said, Woodley closes that distance so fast and so efficiently that I don't see Wonderboy getting his legs out in time, man.
Woodley got that one hitter quitter.
Exactly.
Crazy power.
That's what I'm saying. He hits dudes, they go down, they wake up the next day.
Yeah, no, he's telling the truth. I mean, the last guy he knocked out, he took a nap. And, okay, Daniel Cormier, DC against Rumble Johnson.
I have to go with Cormier in this one. I think Cormier is just more disciplined. I think Rumble, again, he's fast, but I think he's uncontrolled chaos would be the best way to describe Johnson, because he comes at you hard and heavy, but that's just all it is. It's not really controlled. There's not good footwork under him, I don't think. And don't kill me, dude. Don't beat me up because I said this. But I think he lets his shoulders and his arms get away from his feet, and I think that throws him off balance, takes away from some of his power, not as efficient striking as it could be. Cormier, I think he's just smarter, more experienced. I think he's just calmer and patient, and he'll just chisel away. He's willing to chisel away. He's got that pedigree wrestling background, that D1 wrestling background. Yes. He'll pedigree away, and if he feels pressured, then he'll just switch to it and go down. I think people are going to see Cormier versus Jones and try to dictate how this fight goes based off that, but these are two entirely different opponents.
So you don't see Daniel, like he said the other day, hey, I'm going to sit there and bang with this guy?
I don't think he will. I think he'll realize that you got to remember, you've got Crazy Bob Cook and you've got Javier Mendez. They're literally strategic gods when it comes to MMA battle plans. So I've had Bob Cook corner me a couple times, and Javi's just as smart and gifted in the strategic position. So I know they're going to come with a game plan that focuses solely on Cormier's strengths and how to make them work, and then his weaknesses, how do we make them as little of a weakness as possible? Give ourselves an out. So I don't think they're going to go in there guns blazing. They're going to bang, that's just how fights start standing. But I think the game plan is going to be find out where you fit into the standing game.
So we'll say Daniel Cormier is going to hold his belt.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one, and I guess we can put this under Dream Match, because I also have a category called Dream Fights. But they're hyping this one up at the 145 weight class. Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. Break this one down.
Are they doing drug testing?
Wow, we went there. Whoa. There. Yes, I agree.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I believe they will before and after.
Hasn't she popped dirty once already?
And after. Well, yeah.
Okay, so
she's still in the UFC.
It'd be like being on probation, being like, "Hey, I saw you climbing out of that window. What were you doing?"
Exactly. Let's talk about climbing out of windows and.
But yeah, I would say Nunes. I mean,
Nunes.
I think she's technically a better striker. I did watch. I watched the Muay Thai fight at Cyborg, and she just got worked by just a Muay Thai striker. So again, it could be because you took away some of her tools,
right?
Or maybe it was a hard cut. But I think she just. It looks a lot scarier than it is when she attacks somebody. I think somebody with controlled ability, who can handle the pressure, handle the storm, angle, foot move, box, get out of there, and stay composed and not panic.
She may even frustrate Cyborg. Is that what you're saying?
I think she'll extremely frustrate Cyborg. I think she won't just back up. I think she'll come straight at her and attack her attack. And when she goes to counter-strike, Nunes is going to move and not be there, and bang, bang, bang.
Okay, well, that's your take for that. You know what? I can see that fight going either way, but I'm liking the discipline of Amanda Nunes. Now, here's this. Here's the tricky one. Cole Escovedo versus Conor McGregor. How would you train and prepare to fight this guy? You get the call. You're in the game. You get the call.
Wow.
That's your weight, okay? You guys are going to fight at 150. At 145.
At 145. Okay, so he'd have
147. 147,
okay,
yes.
So I wouldn't have to cut anything. I could bulk up.
No.
Man, I think from an honestly standpoint,
yeah.
I think my game plan would have to be come in, gauge the distance, try to use my jab, and try to really get him to feint and bite and try to shoot and time it. He's got a sick sprawl. We saw him use it against Mendez. We saw him use it against everybody else he's fought. So I really think my only chance to win that fight is to bring Conor to the ground. I think the only weak spot he's got right now is his ground game. To stand and bang with him would have to be on a contractual financial ability of, okay, Cole, stand with him as long as physically possible, and we'll give you like an extra $25K, maybe.
Yeah,
but I mean, it would have to be for a pretty penny, because like I've always said, I'll fight anybody for the right price. I always said that when I was fighting. People back then would be like, oh, you fight Fedor? Well, yeah, they gave me $1 million, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'll run for 30 seconds.
Money talks, and the rest, it's out the door.
Yeah.
Now, here's something different that we do. This is called the dream matchup. Okay. It could happen, it could not. And I'm going to be real brief with it. Nick Diaz versus Nate Diaz.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
Who wins and why?
Boxing or MMA?
Hell, two brothers going out in the garage. Name it.
Oh, man. No, you can make a whole event out of it. You can have them do an MMA fight, and then the next day you could have them do a boxing match.
I like it.
I would have to say, and I've seen them roll and spar and stuff. That's a tough one.
Ooh.
They both got strengths and weaknesses. But I would say I'd have to go with Nick. I think Nick just is always going to have that older brother mental angle and like edge.
Yeah.
To where he'll just be like, I'm slap you around, little boy. He's always going to have that older brother thing.
Right.
But man, those two dudes are like mirror images of each other almost. They both got their different striking styles, but if you watch, they're real similar, the way they move and stuff. I'd have to go with Nick Dis. I think Nick's just the better striker and the better ground guy.
Okay, real quick in 30 seconds. GSP versus Royce Gracie. Hoist Gracie.
I don't like Hoist, so I'm going to go automatically with GSP.
Okay, that was quick. And why?
Just GSP is just more gifted natural athlete. I think Hoist was an athlete, but I think he was really just an athlete grinded out of stone from jiu-jitsu, and that was really just what his athleticism was. You look at any of the earlier striking, it was garbage. It's not the best, but it's improved now. But GSP was just out the gate was just a better athlete all around. I think he's just a better wrestler, striker, boxer, judo practitioner. His ground game is definitely not going to be something that you can surpass Hoist with. That's just being honest and real. But I think his ground game is sufficient enough for MMA that I think he would just be a more dominant opponent.
And you know what? I agree with you. And so does the Fighter's Voice. And we're going to take a commercial at 1680 AM. The Fighter's Voice.